Hello everyone and welcome to episode 139 of Moogle Go Around Radio. We're back again after 2 weeks, like usual. I don't know why I said that. We're always back in 2 weeks. Well, in case, to be fair, I got to apologise. The podcast went late on your feeds because I ended up being really busy. Well, we went down to London and then I got back from London and then I got loads of emails. And then by the time I finished all those stuff and then my other podcasts I had to get up, our podcast went up really late and I'm sorry for that. So if you're not catching it live, maybe real life can sometimes happen. I'm very sorry about that. But, you know, you could have caught it live anyway. Paul, how are you doing? How have you been since the trip?
I have felt very more invigorated, not so much. Taking that trip got me out of my slump in video games.
Yay.
Where I just couldn't find or do anything. So it was like, it felt great. I do miss the greatness of the food there. Oh, the food. Oh, that burger I had. Oh,
that burger looked cool. I did find out today that the cockpit does actually do Korean chicken wings. So I may have to order from the cockpit at some point.
Does it come with? I don't know. I don't want to go into that.
It is expensive though.
I bet it
£6.
is.
£6 I think it is for 3 wings.
For how many? 3?
Yeah, I think it was.
Why an odd number?
I don't.
What's £6 in American numbers?
Also, well, I guess we should introduce our guests.
Good intro, Eric.
Yeah, hi.
You may know them from Twitch or TikTok. A wonderful couple that does make, to be honest, some of the best TikToks. I don't watch it. I see their content on Twitter. Though I've been tempted to join TikTok just to see what other videos I'm missing. They're a wonderful cosplay couple called JenandEricLive. Jen and Eric.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, I wanted to know because you were like talking about the price, and I was like, what is that? How much would that be?
It sounds expensive.
It sounds expensive, but I don't know.
$8.
I think it's $8.
Oh,
What? $8?
that is a bougie. That is a very bougie chicken. Like,
Yeah.
wow, it must be delicious and gold plated.
It's probably not well-plated.
Gold. What is that? Not plated. What do they do? Gold.
Gold
Oh, yeah,
dust
they
in
put
that.
gold-
Yeah. See, words are hard.
But no, I don't think they are. I think they're just breaded. So,
Not even sauce?
But,
The hell?
well, it comes with a hot sauce supposedly. So, but it's probably mild for me.
Yeah, it'll
So-
probably kill me.
Oh yeah, I'm not a hot sauce person.
Neither am I.
I have like acid reflux, so I can't eat anything hot really.
Hashtag you old Eric.
I think mayonnaise is spicy.
I mean, depends on the mayonnaise, to be honest.
That's true.
True.
There's literally sriracha, which is
True,
spicy
actually,
mayonnaise.
True. You got me.
No, I like it so spicy it hurts. That's
Okay.
when it gets spicy enough.
It's so interesting. I've never understood how people could like because I literally tried something spicy one time, and I remember asking Jen, I was like, why do people like to have pain when they eat food? A bunch of masochists, man.
I don't know. I don't know. We do. Okay.
You do you know.
Go check out sound bites where me and Flatus ate the Carolina Reaper. Yeah, what you call it? The
Oh,
one chip
jeez.
challenge.
Ooh.
We did
Ouch.
it twice now. The first year wasn't too bad. The second this year, the last year was just horrendous. I don't know what they changed, but
You're
I
older
was-
than you were the year before. That's what changed. I feel like
No,
the older
no.
you get, the spicier and the worse things are.
Spicier
for
the
you.
world is.
but no, they really
Damn,
did
see,
change.
Chili,
because
Chili, I told you I'm old. See, that's why I can't handle it. I told you I'm old.
I'm older than you.
I'm the
By a
youngest
lot.
here. Chili.
they're
Yes, my
both 21, you
26
can tell.
age. By their gorgeous pictures, yeah, easy tell. 21,
Yeah.
fresh out of
They're
college.
20. Yeah,
Actually, no, America, they would still be in college, right?
yeah,
When
they
did you
did
leave
college still, right?
Like 4 years.
21. If you're doing good and passing all your classes, maybe like 4 to 6 years.
Yeah.
Depending how long university would take.
It depends on like how long it takes for you to get into crippling debt. So
I mean, yeah. True.
to the point where
in
you can't bear it anymore.
In England, you start college around 16. So, like,
Jeez.
I left college
And-
around 20.
And it's free. The only thing that costs you
Yeah.
is university, which is like further education for like PhDs and all that. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, it's not free, but it's. I don't know what it is nowadays because I'm old. Okay, I'm like it's been 20 years, but I do remember like it's free if you go. Like it's your school finishes at 16. But it's like you're pushed to go into college, and like if you go into college straight after finishing school, then it's free until you're 18. Like
it's free. Actually, it was for me. It was free until you're 19. But if you do a level 3 course at 19, if you begin a level 3 course at 19, because that's a 2-year course, it would still be free until you're 21.
Yeah, there was ways to game the system.
I get you.
That's what I did.
System.
I get you.
That's why I have a games development like degree as well. It's weird.
Nice.
Very weird.
It's
You know,
awesome.
when you're just bored and you're like, oh yeah, I've done engineering for like 3 years. Let's just game development. Why not? Spread the horizon.
Yeah, you can't do that in America because every second is, putting you further and further into debt. So you're just like, I'm going to be done as fast as possible. It sucks because you go into college and you're like, well, what are you going to, what do you want to do as a career? And you don't really know, but at the same time, you don't have much time to figure it out. So you just kind of have to be like, whatever the first choice is, that's what I'm going with.
He's also being hypothetical right here.
I didn't go to college.
Eric is not the role model you would like to look up to. Young children who are listening, please stay in school and
I didn't finish high school.
Finish your career.
To be fair, if I lived in America, I probably would have also like dropped out of college because I would have dropped out because I'm dyslexic, and I didn't get diagnosed with dyslexia until I was in college. So I had like the shittest grades. The only thing I had good in grades was art and textiles.
Wow. Yeah, I'm also dyslexic, so I know how you feel with that.
I just hated my Catholic school. I was like, oh yeah, no, this kid writes backwards. He's just dumb. It's fine.
I will say though, no, you say not to look up to him, but those cosplay designs, such as the current dwarven beard from the pirate, that's amazing. Being able to do something like that, I think is amazing. Like turning the beard you had into something that looks as really good as it does takes skill.
Thank you. Yeah, that whole thing was. I was very upset when I got that beard because it was such bad quality, but I managed to get it to look pretty cool. So in the end, I was like, all right, I accept this. But at first, I was real pissed off because it is not good, and it sucks because the other beard that I have that I used for Dwarf, my original Dwarf cosplay, that one is from the same company, but I bought it like 3 years ago. So getting it now, it's like you could tell the company has just let their quality go down the drain.
Just like McDonald's.
That
I don't have in my town.
I mean, I have 2, but I don't go there. So ever since the great McDonald's and KFC wars.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember learning about that
2000s
in history class. Yeah.
Everyone who listens to the podcast knows, but they tried to open up KFC here for a while, but they're like, no, we can't open it. It's too close to McDonald's. There might be fights.
Jeez.
Sorry, I don't know if that's supposed to be laughed at.
Then all the stores
funny.
shut down for the day when the KFC opened because they were worried. Like all the local stores shut just in case.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I'm serious.
Y'all take your fast food serious.
And now they're trying to open like
y'all.
they're trying to open a drive-through. But now the newsstands are like pushing that it is too much of a environmental disaster if they do.
To have a drive-through?
Oh, hello, Heidi. Hello, Doggo. My dog's now invaded.
So yeah. Anyway, we should try and get onto the topic of games because that's what we talk about, kind of.
Yeah, video games.
I guess probably. I
saw
saw that
we were
actually.
a food podcast.
Yeah. That's Soundbites. Go check out Soundbites. By the way, I'm sure I think Susan's lurking, but I'm sure if you ever want to be on Soundbites, we're always happy to have guests. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. But no, I saw that recently. I know Paul hasn't played it. I haven't played it much recently because I've been busy. But I saw you've been trying out Lost Ark.
Yes.
Yeah, we've dabbled. I feel like you have. I don't know. It's hard to give an opinion on a game when you've only played it for like 5 minutes. So I felt like we have like let's give it a try. Let's spend some time to see how it feels. I think we've done two. We've streamed it twice. It's different. Like I'm more used to Final Fantasy 14, World of Warcraft, like those play styles. So it's definitely been a hard learning curve for me. It's been enjoyable though.
It's fun. It's more fun than we thought it would be because I grew up playing Diablo and that kind of thing, so I'm into those kind of games. But I don't know. I was like, I don't feel like Jen's gonna like this, so therefore I probably won't like it very much. But we've streamed it twice, and it's not like in our opinion, I guess it's not like the like incredible, amazing game that other people have made it out to be. At least not yet. A lot of people say that it's you have to get to the end game to really it. So we'll see.
I mean,
guess
isn't it the same with every MMO?
That's
Yeah.
true.
I mean, it depends really because I really enjoy leveling in a lot of games. So I enjoy the leveling part of like World of Warcraft and stuff. So I don't know.
I mean, I didn't try World of Warcraft until Shadowlands, because I'm a
really?
big controller player. So I don't really
Gotcha.
play stuff with mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So when I got a mod for WoW that added controller support,
Uh-huh.
I gave it a shot. And then they added native controller support when Shadowlands
Yeah, then
came
they
out
added
as well.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I don't know, Lost Ark, as you said, it's a different experience than anything I've played. I also dislike the fact that I can't be a short character.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm a Lalafell/dwarf in Fantasy 14. I was a Taru in Fantasy 11, and I was a goblin in WoW. So
It's
I
funny
like being
because they have dwarves in the game, and they're actually somebody had sent me a picture of the dwarven zone, and it looks really, really cool. And I was saying that like even if I don't really enjoy the game all that much, I'm gonna play it at least until that point in the game, just because, which apparently is in game, by the way. Just because I really want to see that zone. It looks really awesome, but it just makes me even more upset that they don't have the dwarves that are in the game and you just can't play them. And I'm like, what are you doing?
When their races are locked down, or not races, their classes are locked down to a specific
Gender locked
race.
and race locked. Yeah,
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 I
they
don't like
are
that.
also-
I don't like that either.
No.
I'm like the only one that hasn't played it, and I looked at people play it, but I'm just like, eh. A lot of people are shocked that I'm not playing it because I was a big Diablo 3 person. I played like a lot of seasons of Diablo.
Mhm.
It's like, I thought you would like playing this game. I'm like, eh.
You thought
Yeah.
wrong.
I think we also like games are always more fun with friends, right? Like Eric and I really enjoyed Fallout 76 when it was at its worst, if you want to say that.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's
true.
because we played with our two best friends, and like that's fun. Like how like it's what you make of it. So I think I've been enjoying it so far because Eric and I have been playing together and just kind of taking it super casually and just messing around. So yeah, I think we'll give it a little bit more of a try and kind of see if it sticks or not.
I mean, that's free, so really it's...
Right?
Yeah.
It's true.
Giving it a shot doesn't really matter too much because you can just go back and play something else.
Exactly.
So it just costs you the download time. Too bad.
Nope.
No, not at all.
Yeah, actually, costing money. Fantasy 14. I know you beat Endwalker recently, correct? And you did the
Yes.
dungeon.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was
What? It was your first time doing like a current tier of the game, wasn't it? Started in at the end of Stormblood. Or
So
what's your history with Fantasy?
we actually started playing Final Fantasy 14 during Heaven's Ward. So we played it during Heaven's Ward while it was still, the current content and everything. And then we ended up playing all the way to Heaven's Ward in game, and then we stopped playing because of I don't know if I think we went back to World of Warcraft because we often do that, and then after that we came back during Shadowbringers, which was it was current content as well, but this is the first time that we've been around since a launch where we've actually actively played it, because when Stormblood came out, I played it a little bit, but I didn't play it all that much. So, and then Jen didn't play it at all. So I feel like this is the first one that we've been like really involved in playing the game when it was released. And yeah, we really enjoyed Endwalker. I think that it's my favorite. I don't know. Shadowbringers is really good. It's really hard for me to choose which one is my favorite. I think it's Shadowbringers.
Shadowbringers is still at the top.
Yeah,
for me.
I feel like
was-
Shadowbringers is still
I
better.
think followed by Endwalker, like closely followed by
Yeah.
Endwalker. I bawled my eyes out during Shadowbringers. Like,
She did. She has no eyes anymore.
they're gone forever.
See, I think my issue, I don't know for me. Like, I think I agree that Shadowbringers is a little bit better than Endwalker, but I feel like Endwalker has higher highs than Shadowbringers did, but there's quite a lot of bits where it's a bit worse. Like, I personally really hate the moon. And I'm not talking like the first part. I'm talking about the Loporrits. Not them, but just like how long you are with them. Like, it felt like too long for me. Like, I didn't need that. If they'd cut that in half, it would have been perfect.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, that whole actually that makes sense. It wasn't even on the moon. It was when we were back in old Charlene, where I was like, we were doing. Like,
I was not happy during that.
That was the most boring thing. We were just running errands and like showing the Loporrits around, and I was like, "This is like filler episodes of Dragon Ball Z right now." Like
that one we had to get all the researchers. That
yes.
But it also had like the best part for me because I am a Moonbreeder fanboy.
I know,
and just that.
That's true. Yeah,
that scene.
That was a good
me.
one.
That was good. Yeah.
So take out the running around, but leave that scene. Got it.
Well, it's like the top of the moon stuff I was talking about. I was complaining about. It's like it was okay at the start, and the ending was okay. If they'd cut the middle part and had the middle part be option still included, like for those that wanted to have side quests that do that storyline.
Yeah, exactly. It shouldn't have been MSQ.
Yeah, it felt like padding to me, but that's one of my only flaws with that, and I don't feel like Shadowbringers had as much padding, and that's why. It felt better overall as a product. Of course, we can't judge we've got the patch content of the way, though. Of course, that patch content is going to be a completely different story. So, which is the first time they've done that. You were talking about. Sorry, Cal.
I was just going to say I'm excited for what's
which they discussed about recently-ish,
story.
kind of.
I haven't watched any of that yet.
Has anyone watched any of that?
The live letter.
Yeah, the live letter.
I read I watched a few parts where they were talking about like the graphical updates and stuff, and then I skimmed over somebody made like a recap, article. I skimmed over that some, so I know a little bit of this stuff, but I didn't actually watch it when it was live.
Because everyone else but me is smart. I was up till like 7 a.m. with it, so.
Wow.
It was a very long live letter.
I was asleep because I was still from traveling, death, decay, life. So I slept. I was like, nah.
I was like, I should sleep, but I did say I would cover it. But no, I mainly bring that up because you talked about playing with friends, with online games. But they talked about adding solo play with the trust system to the previous dungeon, and I would love to hear your thoughts on that because I don't really use the trusts. I don't mind them, but I enjoy playing online with other players. That's the whole point of me playing them. But I understand why some would want them.
I don't. Yeah,
I'm happy they're there. Because, like you said, like everybody plays. I think that's what makes Final Fantasy XIV so amazing. Is they give so many different options for different play styles. So, like for us, Eric and I are always playing together. So we generally don't do the trust system.
I don't think that I've ever run a dungeon with the trust system. Like, honestly, don't think that I have.
I think I might have like once.
But yeah, it's. I think that it's good. It's good that it's an option. I mean, it's not necessarily like forcing everybody to use the trust system and not be able to or they're not getting rid of any other way to do it. So I don't really think it's. I'm fine with it. I probably won't really use it, but I think it's cool at least because it's kind of like it makes me think of we were just talking about Lost Ark. In Lost Ark, you can actually, as far as we've seen, you can run all the dungeons just like by yourself. Or you can run them because they scale. So you can run them by yourself. Jen and I have been running them just the two of us. And I do like that because I could just be like, I don't really feel like playing with anybody today. So I'm just going to pop in here and do it myself. And so essentially in Final Fantasy 14, they're, giving you that option, except for they're just filling the roles. Because in Lost Ark, you don't have the Trinity, the Holy Trinity, the tank healer DPS Trinity. So pretty much everybody does DPS essentially. So yeah, but I don't know. I think it's cool. It is going to be interesting where I was reading about how they have to figure out who is going to be available in certain trusts because characters weren't around at that time. So it's not always going to be like the Scions that you're running with the trust system.
Yeah, I do hope some of the lower level stuff is just like they've just made they've pulled names from an RNG pool, like because you're doing like low level dungeons, the Scions don't need to be there. So let's just say you're doing Satasha, and then you load into Satasha, and then your trust system is like you've got Bob, Richard.
Oh my god, I'd love that.
They should make it. That would be awesome if it was just like randomly generated names that are supposed to be like actual player names.
Yeah.
So it's like NPC players. I forgot what game it was, but I remember that they had a game where they had bots in the game, and the bots were supposed to act like players, so they would randomly jump. The bots would just randomly jump in place for no reason because they were trying to make it actually like more like actual players, and I was like, that's interesting. It's accurate though.
It is.
Sounds of it's not an MMO, but it does. That kind of reminds me of No, I've forgotten the name of the game. I was thinking about it for a second there. It has dragons in it.
Smite.
No,
That's Dragon Age.
I was like, has dragons and it doesn't narrow it down very much.
All of it.
World of Warcraft, Deathwing, How to Train Your Dragon, the MMO.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Dragon Ball Z, Dragon's Dogma.
That's
Elder
Dragon's Dogma.
Scrolls. I just linked to my Steam playlist. Let's go.
Nice.
It's accidentally correct. It's the best kind of correct.
No, it
That's
made me
funny.
think of the Dragon's Dogma system where you had like pawns of other players you could hire. Like they were your friends that they basically the AI version of your friend's character. That if your friend was offline, you would play with them instead.
That's interesting.
It was very cool.
Yeah, that made me think of that. I don't know if that. Yeah,
That's kinda neat.
what game you. So yeah, Dragon's Dogma was actually a really good game, and I wish Capcom would make a sequel, but it looks like we'll never get a sequel.
Or a remaster. Just like we'll never get a remaster to the other Dragon Age games. Fuck you, EA.
Yep, they've said that. Though, to be fair, they said that the new Dragon Age game is what 50% complete. So
Oh yeah, then the fucking producer leaves. The exact same day. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, I was already hyped about that because I kept saying like, oh yeah, we've got 18 months apparently they were saying. I'm like, ooh, Paul about to be disappeared for 18 months. Ooh.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that they're not going to do remakes of those and stuff because I've never played any of the Dragon Age games, and I'm
that's so
one of
good.
those people that like if the game is too old and the graphics are too dated, I just can't do it.
I would say the most recent one isn't that dated. Maybe give that a try. Inquisition, that looks okay.
I was about to say I own Inquisition, but I've heard from people that it's not good.
So, yeah, I'm not going to say it because anything I say will insult Paul. It's not for me.
Okay.
I can say yeah, it's very different from the other Dragon Age games because they tried so many different ways. Like Dragon Age 2 was a hack and slash kind of type RPG, where the first one was strategy RPG, and then you have the other one where it's just open world hack and slash. It was like but I think the real
it's not even.
thing that pissed me off
think
is
it's
that
not-
like the actual ending of the game was DLC. That's what I hated. So it really annoyed me
Wow,
about
that is very weird. What? That's
Mhm.
just awful. The ending
That's
of
not
the
the only
game was DLC. Wow.
That's not the only company that's done that though. I still remember Square for Final Fantasy 13 2. Not 13, but they did like the spin-off sequels 2 and 3.
Jeez.
When you beat 13 2, it says to be continued because the ending was DLC. You had to buy the ending.
Huh. What?
That's awful. Holy shit. Jesus.
I can't remember. At the end, it was. I don't think it was that expensive, but yeah, you still had to buy it.
Wow.
You were talking
Yeah,
about
that's-
Scalable Dungeons, though. Can I just bring that back quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
14 will also be getting Scalable Dungeons in, I think it's 6.2. It's called Criterion Dungeons. At least one we know of, where it's going to be a variable difficulty based on how many people join. So you can go in up to 4 people like normal, but you can actually go in solo if you want to, and then it scales based on the players. Kind of like, probably kind of like Heaven on High and Palace of the Dead, if you ever touched those.
So,
That's cool.
but is it still? So is it's scalable in the sense that you can run it with less than a light party?
Yeah, you can run on your own.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
So
I like
that's all
that.
we know for now because it's 6.2. So they'll probably talk about more at closer because we've got like what 6 months until then, 7 months. So because 6.1 is probably not going to be till April. I wish was I out of greed. I want it to be sooner But out of respect, I know it takes time, so I'd rather they take their time.
Yeah.
See,
Like,
I've learned as a Dragon Age fan and player of games that I have to wait. And every convention, I get that clown makeup on, and I'm just like, maybe some news for Dragon Age. Maybe. Yeah. No. I've learned to wait.
have either of you tried Heaven on High and Palace of the Dead, by the way?
We've done Palace of the Dead all the
Nice.
way with the like 50. I think
Yeah.
you have to get it to floor 50 or whatever in order to unlock Heaven on High. And then we did the unlock quests and everything for Heaven on High, but we haven't run it.
I would suggest you ever want challenging content to try, like, make a group, because floor 100 plus can be quite fun, because Palace of the Dead goes up to floor 200.
Okay.
But you have
And
to be in a pre-made.
Right.
Yeah. We ran it
Yeah.
with some friends and then people in the community. And I enjoyed it. It was interesting to see kind of where the idea of Torghast, because Torghast and Shadowlands and World of Warcraft is very similar. So speaking of very similar, we were playing Lost Ark, and they do maps
Yes.
like exactly,
Like treasure
almost
maps in
exactly the
Final
same way they
Fantasy.
do treasure maps in Final Fantasy. I thought that was really interesting. It was like it shows you the little X on a zoomed in part of the map, and you kind of have to determine where it is. And then it's not the same where it's like you loot a treasure chest and then there's a possibility of a portal. I think it's just like there is a portal every single time.
Yeah.
And then it's just like a little mini dungeon. And I was like, well, that's interesting that they kind of, like, I don't ever say that games steal ideas from other games. They adapt those ideas. Because I think it's good when games see that other games are doing something really well and then copy those things.
Well, it
That's
feels more
I love-
inspired than stolen, because
Yeah. I mean, it's not
Right.
exactly the same, but it's very similar. But
Yeah.
I love when World of Warcraft does that, and they see stuff in the Final Fantasy 14's doing, like, hey, let's do that, and of course vice versa, because Yoshi has said many times that Final Fantasy 14's was inspired a lot and influenced a lot by World of Warcraft. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's great, but I just when we did that yesterday, I was like, are we playing Final Fantasy right now? What's happening?
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, it was cool though. Like,
I'll
That's
admit,
good though when MMOs like take stuff from each other's games, but makes it kind of their own mixture.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was cool. Like, I did like Torghast at first, and not the 1800th times I had to go in there just to upgrade my legendary. I didn't enjoy that.
I feel like a lot of people have that opinion of Torghast. I liked it at first. It's almost all I liked it, because the same with us. We liked it a lot at first, and then we played
we
it
didn't.
even more, and then we were like, all right, well, I don't want this anymore.
I did take it back, please.
I want to
So-
leave.
see the
It's like, do I
The
have to?
the good thing about Heaven on High and Palace of the Dead is it's optional, and it's good leveling content for the jobs that you
Mhm.
want to level up, and then also it's the challenge aspect. So but the thing is, I also, as both of you said, I kind of like Torghast as well. Just because Torghast had all those different multiplier, words are hard today. All the different like buffs and debuffs you could get.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
for
random off
sure.
the
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
and then you had the little quests and stuff like that inside, but making it mandatory is what sucked. Like that
Yeah.
removed the fun of it.
Well, it made it more. It did make it, like, I've seen people run, because I never had one of these runs where I would see people's videos or people talk about it, where it's just like, I had a run where I got all these powers, and I was just like one-shotting enemies, or like a mage who got all of these, the perfect combination of powers that they one-shot the boss at the end. And I was like, Jen and I were struggling super bad when it first came out, when Torghast was first like released. But the idea of being able to be like, okay, yeah, I went in there and had this mixture of this ability with this ability with this ability, and it makes it more fun. It's like whenever you get ability that makes it so that whenever I'm as a Death Knight, I can use my pull ability on Maw Rats, and I'll pull a Maw Rat to me, and then it will refresh the pull, so I can just continuously pull Maw Rats to me over and over again. And then there's another ability that makes it that when you kill a Maw Rat, it explodes. So I was just like doing that and pulling it to me, it'd blow up, and then I'd pull another one to me, and it'd blow up. And I was just like, this is easy. But that kind of thing is fun.
I didn't have it easy. I was a warlock. I did not have anything easy. Nothing gave me OP powers. I was sat like, all right then. Oh, a shaman that their healing rain does 1,000,000 damage? Yeah, I'll join you. Tag along for
I
the
mean, I was
freebie.
a holy priest, so
That's what Jen played.
Same.
Yeah.
yay with DDR controls because I played on controller.
Nice.
I enjoy. I could not play World of Warcraft for too long because I did the first raid like on normal, and because there's so many people to heal, it was like looking at as I said, a DDR screen. Oh, doggo.
Hold on. Sorry about that. Our dogs are going crazy.
Well, there's the
It's
dogs.
takeaway. It's food.
We were talking about burgers. They've obviously ordered the burgers. They're smart. But no, I was
It was-
like, oh, look back. It was, we'll find out. But no, I was pressing like, what was it? L2, R2, left, square to select to a player.
Wow.
Oh my
You were having to do the Konami code.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like,
Ugh.
okay, to select the fourth healer, I have to press left, triangle, square. Sweet. Now I can heal.
Wow.
You poor soul.
And we cleared. Yay.
Nice.
I mean,
Good job.
that's the important thing. You got it
Thanks,
done.
other healer, for carrying me. But have you, talking about raiding and stuff, have you ever touched the Fantasy 14 raid scene, like normal or savage?
We've done we've unlocked a lot of the normal stuff. I think there's only actually I was just looking at my list. We've done everything. So we're still unlocking the current like circles. I can't think of the name of the current
Pandemonium.
raid. Yes. So we've done circle 1. So that's where we're progressing through that. But I think out of all the other ones, we haven't done Eden and Alexander. So we've done them all except for those 2. And those are on our list to go back in.
I would say if you like really good music, go do Alexander.
Okay.
Alexander
Nice.
music is, if you like really good, like, I wouldn't say heavy metal, but like metalish music, it's nice.
Sweet.
Like, electro music, techno music as well. It's just it's just great. And there's also Power Rangers style music in one fight.
Nice. Heck yeah.
It's just a mix of everything. It's great. There's a reason why everyone loves Alexander so much. Like, people love Coil and Alexander more than a lot of the other raids.
I think that my favorite raid that we've done so far has been the Omega raids, only because of Sigmascape. Because, and I know that you were saying that you're just now playing through Final Fantasy VI. But I played Final Fantasy VI when I was a kid, so going in there and just like the first boss fight, the first fight of Sigmascape is the Ghost Train, and like I think I clipped it too because I just like squealed. I was so excited because I didn't know. Like I went into it without. I managed to not actually like know any of the stuff that was coming, like the fights that were coming. I knew that Kefka was in the game. I just didn't know where you fought him. And then I think I'd vaguely heard somebody had said the Ghost Train was in the game at one point, but I had forgotten about it by then. So when I saw it, I heard the music, and then I was like, wait a minute. And then I saw it, and I was just like, ah! I was really excited about that. All 3 fights were really great, but yeah, the Ghost Train and Kefka were really cool. So
now you got to go back to. Have you done the Savage Kefka though?
No. I don't think that we've ever done a Savage raid at all.
Well, let's just say you haven't seen True Kefka then, because there's a phase 2.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah.
That's
We need to go
funny.
back to that then.
Oh,
Yeah,
Savage.
some of the Savage fights
Savage.
have second phases where you don't see them in normal, where they have a completely different model.
Oh,
So,
nice.
I'm not going to
That's
spoil
awesome.
what it is, but I'm guessing you probably would know who it is. But yeah,
Yeah.
like the final boss fights have like a second model.
That's awesome.
So yeah, and the train fight, the train was a lot of fun. I still haven't seen the Easter egg though in that train yet, and I've done the train so many times, but it's never ever procced for me.
What was the Easter egg? I think somebody told us about it before, but I don't remember what it was.
I'm probably gonna butcher his name. But Siegfried?
Okay, Siegfried.
Siegfried, he can sometimes spawn inside the train carriage.
Oh, yeah.
I think somebody told us
yeah,
about
someone did tell us
that.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, he can sometimes
really
spawn
cool.
in
That's
there
neat.
instead of the ghost, and then you fight him. But from what I've been told, it's like you one shot him instead
Aw.
of you're supposed to fight him,
yeah.
but you don't really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
That's pretty cool.
I think it gives you like a little message before you leave, before he dies. But again, I've only heard about it. I've never actually seen it happen, and I've been in that fight quite a few times. Thanks, RNG. But you were talking about WoW. Have you stepped in recently because the new patch dropped recently, right? About a week or so, I think now.
How
Or is it a
long
bit
have
longer?
you had it been back in?
I've
Like a
been like
month, maybe?
playing on and off for about it's probably about 2 months. I paid for a month with gold and then I had to pay for another two. And I've been playing casually, just trying to catch up on my renown and all that kind of stuff. But we are actually I streamed it a few weeks ago on one of my Thursday streams that I was doing for a while where it was just me. But Jen and I are going to stream it maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday. I think it's probably more likely to be Monday. To check out what's going on with 9.2. Because yeah, there's some really cool stuff. There's honestly stuff in 9.1. I think it was 9.1 that we didn't actually do. We haven't done, like, there's a dungeon. It's like called a mega dungeon, Tazavesh. There we go, Tazavesh. That has a pirate dragon in it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
And
that.
so we had stopped playing before we had gotten to do that. So we still need to go back and run that dungeon. So because I was actually really excited about that when I saw it. It looked really cool. So we still are gonna go do that. But yeah, we're gonna be checking it out to see what all the new stuff that they added is. I'm excited to hear more about the expansion. Was it 10.0? I'm excited to hear about that. I think that pretty much everybody thinks it's going to have something to do with dragons.
Dragons everywhere? Yes.
I heard dragons.
Speaking of dragons again.
It all goes back to dragons. Which, to be fair though, with how Final Fantasy is going, we could also have dragons.
Yeah.
True.
We're going to be in Mercidia in the next expansion
true.
probably.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm actually
Everyone's
excited
going
about that
to
though.
dragons.
I feel like because it was who was it? I think it was in Emmett, yes. He had mentioned and he was like he had said New World and I was just like, that's it. He verified it for me right there. That's enough proof. That's all the proof I need. We're going to the New World in the next expansion.
But it's not doing well. Amazon's failing.
Not that one. They had an opportunity for a crossover there, but yeah, New World is. We lost interest in New World really quickly.
I'm so happy I didn't buy that. Like I enjoyed the beta, but
We played the
real
beta.
good for a week.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
thank you, PlayStation Universe, for letting me know this.
you're welcome.
Mass Effect 5 is in prototyping phase.
Yeah, you're welcome. For anyone that doesn't know, I write for PlayStation Universe. So, by the way, that was not me. Okay, I did not do that.
No, this
I've been
was
busy with my own
Michael
stuff.
Harandez?
Harandez.
Oh, I was close.
Yeah.
I went close.
He is one of the longest running people on the site. Longer than me.
Oh.
He's
Longer
longer than me.
Even longer than you. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He OG. Get him
He
on the
was
show.
before they even changed to PSU. It was like something PS3 Life or whatever. PS3U, I think we were originally, and then we realized that there was more than PlayStation 3 coming out, so we ended up rebranding.
Nice.
We're like, shit, what happens when the PS4 comes out? So yeah, ended up being rebranded to PSU.
Nice.
The backstory for nothing connected to us in any way. You're welcome. Actually, talking about stuff that's not connected to us, the embargo ended today, but I got to do a platinum interview for the website as well. The interview's not live yet, but I must admit, I did slip in a question asking if they'd ever do a Final Fantasy 14 crossover with Babylon's Fall.
Huh. Yeah, nice.
Nice.
Because for anyone that doesn't know, during the closed test, I don't know why, probably because the armor wasn't done yet, but the actual armor in the test was actually from Final Fantasy 14.
Yep.
I
remember
permission.
reading that.
Yeah.
I remember reading that, and then and people were like talking about it and kind of getting all up in arms about it because they were just like they just ripped it off. But then the Final Fantasy devs came out and they were like, actually, we were like, yeah, use this. So
Well, yeah, there's no if the whole. I was part of the test. The whole point of the test was to make sure the online system was working, and to make the battle system was working. It doesn't matter what your armor looks like for that because it's not supposed to be a visual test. It's not supposed to be a graphical test. It's just they needed some placeholder stuff ready for the testing, like the battle system. And obviously that was just there. So they're like, yeah, we'll use it.
Yep. Like they offered it, so they're like, sure, we'll use it.
Yeah, sure, why not? Free content. So yeah, I don't know what to talk about now. We've talked about a lot of things. I was thinking about talking about. I'm very bad at this. We're not very good at interviews. We normally just talk about food. If I'm completely honest.
It's amazing.
I mean, we can talk about food if we're gonna go.
Yeah, sure.
We're gonna talk about food.
What's your favorite foods?
I love pasta.
She does. Love pasta.
I love pasta. Yeah.
I like pizza, but we've had a conversation about pizza earlier with you guys.
Yeah.
Chili apparently doesn't like pizza.
No, I dislike pizza.
What is it that you don't like about pizza? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. I've never had a pizza that hasn't just an overpowered base of tomato.
Mm.
And I don't
So what
mind
if you were,
tomato.
like-
It's just
What if you were like light sauce?
I've never heard of that before. Till recently, I never knew.
You
Look,
could
I
ask.
live a sheltered life.
Like pizza comes in different forms. What?
Yeah, I heard there's a garlic base at some point. I was like, what? Really?
Yeah, you
What's
could get
that?
pizza with freaking Alfredo sauce.
Yeah, barbecue sauce.
I
Hell, I
actually like
made
it
up-
with barbecue.
Hell, I made on the Motion Radio that I've never tried. Motion Radio Discord, I've never tried beef Wellington before.
We actually had beef Wellington for the first time. What was it? Thanksgiving, Jen?
Yes.
My brother is a something of a cook. He really likes to cook. Like he actually has a TikTok that has. Did he hit 200? I think they have 200,000 followers.
Yeah, something like that.
And he posts like he does like tavern food. Like he cooks tavern food and stuff. So he wanted to cook for all of us for Thanksgiving, and he made beef Wellington so that we could all try it for the first time. So yeah, this last Thanksgiving is the first time that we had it, and I liked it. Jen did not.
I don't like mushrooms,
Yeah,
Ah,
and that's like a key ingredient.
I did not know mushrooms was an ingredient.
it's in between the.
It's like a meat. It is a meat. It's like I don't know what kind of cut of meat. It's a really good cut of meat, kind of wrapped, like cut up mushrooms and stuff like that around it, then pastry.
Yeah,
around
there's
it.
like I don't know what you would call it, like a mushroom pesto kind of thing in between the pastry.
That sounds good. Yeah, I like where you
I've,
went
And
with
the
that.
I've
meat.
always heard it was mustard.
There might be
Always thought
mustard in there
it
too, but it was good. I liked it.
Food, am I right?
You talk about first times. I still remember the last time when I was in Vegas for the first time in 2016 for FanFest. I think it was 26. God, it's been 6 years. God, I tried mac and cheese for the first time. That was the first time I'd ever done that.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
and what was worse, they nearly tried to kill me with it
Oh no!
because it was like from a all-you-can-eat buffet sort of thing. And like,
Okay.
oh my god, they have mac and cheese. I'm like, sweet, but it had peas in it.
What?
Yeah, and I'm allergic to like.
I don't know where you're getting your mac.
I
And
know,
cheese
it's like,
at,
you
but
had
it
some
does
weird
normally
mac and
not
cheese.
have peas in it.
I've never seen mac and cheese with peas in it. What in the
Well,
hell?
this had peas. They recorded it as well. They recorded me eating peas, mac and cheese. I'm like, you do understand I am allergic to peas, so I'm like trying to like move away the peas from like. Luckily, I'm not definitely allergic to those. I'm definitely allergic to nuts and stuff like that. But peas and beans and stuff like that, it just makes me ill. So, but I don't want to be ill while I'm on holiday. So,
You've had mac and cheese since then, though, right?
no, I haven't. That was the
What?
Oh,
You need to have good
gosh.
mac and cheese. Holy shit! Mac and
Okay.
cheese should not have peas in it.
We
That
need
sounds.
to change this quickly. Quickly.
I mean, my mac and cheese has onions, bacon, and mushrooms in it.
That sounds like
That
that
sounds-
sounds like a more
that's-
reasonable mac and
That's
cheese.
legit. Yeah, yeah.
I'm
I
a
would
big
take
fan of
that-
barbecue mac and cheese.
I'll take that, but without onions. That's one food I can't eat. Like,
That's Jen. She
onions,
doesn't like 'em.
Same.
they just taste like the most bitter thing in the world to me. Like, it's ridiculously. I don't know. It's bad.
Now, it might have been that you've had so much spice that because I find onions a little tad spicy. That's kind of
I really like onions, but they have to be cooked very well. Like I don't like raw onions. And here in Texas,
I love raw onions.
really in Texas, you,
Right.
like your barbecue plates and stuff like that usually come with like raw onions on the plate, and I'm
Yeah.
like, this is an offense to me right now. Get this out of here.
Nice raw onion with a good like kebab. Oh, yummy.
I'm look. I don't know about over there, but I've had enough raw onions recently in my town. I don't know where they learned this, but during the 2 years of darkness, we will call it recently,
Uh-huh.
the shop over the road was like putting raw onions round the store because he was told it would help fight it.
Huh.
So
That's
I mean, I feel like this is one of those you do you scenarios.
that's interesting. I mean,
so there was raw onions on the tills. There was raw onions on like the top of shelves.
Yes, it says this in the monster manual that onions.
vampires are allergic to garlic.
Obviously.
COVID must be allergic to onions.
Allergic to onions. Wow.
I suppose it made a healthier environment having them around. So he would replace them every few days.
Wow. Okay.
So it was weird walking into the shops and just seeing a till, like the typical like snacks and stuff like that. Yeah, and then just raw onions.
But here's my main question.
And they were peeled, by the way.
Did he get it? Like, did it work
No, he never
for
got
him? Maybe
Hey, well, yeah.
maybe we're the silly
We have no
ones.
proof that wasn't the reason why.
We're the silly ones. Maybe you don't know. Don't question
Imagine
his.
just walking
onions.
into that store and then your eyes are just watering to death. Like, what the hell?
Everything's so sad here.
Welcome to the depressing grocery store.
I could just imagine if onions were like the actual like people. You would go to the hospital. I'm going to the hospital for my onion rub. The
Your
doctors just rubbing onions all over you.
Oh, that sounds
Can see some onions
horrible.
quick.
Oh no!
Now, see, now for some reason I imagine a syringe that just has little tiny full onions in them. Just like
God, this
Some
escalated
spring
real
onions.
quickly.
Welcome to Scarborough, where science.
Oh.
science.
We leave
I
that
mean-
in the other towns.
No signs here. There's no onion. I mean, everyone could be, as the famous quote, ogres are like onions. People are like onions. We're close relatives to ogres.
I
That's
feel
what my
like I'm
dad
more
tells
like a
me.
dwarf than an ogre.
Same.
By the way, I would one day I would love to do one of your cosplay type thing. Like for anyone that's watching right now, and do remember that if we do hit 1,000 followers on Twitch, we're currently at 915. I do have to stream in a penguin suit. So if anyone that's watching,
Okay.
yeah, so I have a full inflatable penguin suit. I have to do that.
Oh,
if we-
inflatable, nice.
Yeah, if we ever reach 1,000. So
I really love that.
yeah, you should know that anytime there's a challenge, it ends up being me.
Yep, I done had new shit. The viewers like to see Chili in pain and not Paul. So it's
What's
great.
that? You want Chili to fish for 48 hours straight?
Jesus.
What you want to watch Chili eat spicy food?
Mm-hmm.
I tried to make
Paul
Paul
just
do a
said.
challenge, and nobody like we do as like Twitch rewards, like Twitch goals, and like if we reach this, Paul can do Vermilion. Like I don't know if you ever heard of, if you ever tried it.
Yeah, I think yeah, we've heard of it. I don't
Right.
think I've ever played it.
Like we're like it's basically Fantasy 14's version of League of Legends if League of Legends was unplayable.
Oh,
What's that?
it's the one with is it the one with the pets?
Yeah, the one.
Yes, I did
Yeah.
it. I did it once on accident.
I did it once on accident.
It was literally like I was going around clicking on shit, and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And then
Remember
I started
that one
it,
time
I
I,
mean-
accidentally started mahjong, and then I got addicted to
and then
it.
she was like, "Now I know how to play mahjong."
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Final Fantasy 14 life hack, you don't have to actually win the Vermilion to do the challenge log. So if you want a load of extra MGP, I think it's like 30,000 MGP nearly.
Wow.
It might even be more than that, especially if you like use an item that increase. So just load up the tutorial. Go make a sandwich, go out for a walk, come back, lose the match, start the next one, go out for a walk, come back, lose the match, start the next one, go for a sleep, and then you've got yourself 30k MGP.
Nice.
Because you don't actually have to win or play or do anything. You just have to have the match timeout.
Awesome.
I wouldn't suggest that because it takes forever. But if you're ever bored or
I just
if
want to
you're
say
ever
thank you
bored-
to our viewers that don't make me do challenges. Big thank you to you guys. I get to sleep easy at night. Thank you.
I was thinking about setting a Vermilion challenge for me though because I do want to get the penguin.
Yeah, it would just get like, oh, do you know what's doing million? Let's just pull those points into that.
I was actually doing the tournament off stream a couple of times.
Oh,
So
that's
I-
usually what happens with Jen and I whenever we have people like to see me do like suffer through stuff. So it's almost always like, yeah, we're gonna hit this goal. Like we're bun buns in the game.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry.
I really did not want to play a bun boy. Like I'm not a big fan of them. And so I was like, out of all of them, it's probably the least that like the lowest on my list of ones of races that I want to play. And so I gave this arbitrary like, if we hit 400 subs or something like that,
I don't even remember what it was now.
I was like, I'll be a bun boy for the next month, and then everybody in like our community was just like, we are going to do this. We want to see you suffer.
They got evil real fast.
So yeah, it's like, and we hit it, and then we've had to like cancel a few streams and stuff. So we pushed it back. So I was like, we're actually going to be buns until the end of March now.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So.
Ouch.
Good.
They
I'm
pushed
sorry.
really hard for it. So with like our schedules changing and stuff like that, we just felt like they deserved.
Well, the other
2
thing was
months.
they wanted me to pick my ears because they knew, and Paul, I mean no offense to you on this one. They said they knew that I thought that the droopy ears were the dumbest looking ones. And so they were like, we want you to have those ears. And I was like, no, you have to get 600 subs for that. And they didn't hit that one, luckily. We didn't
Yeah.
hit that goal.
Well, I'm sorry, but I kind of said the same thing, but about sub goal. But for me, it was like at first it was I had to beat all of Eureka and get the mount because I kept putting it off. Like I did Eureka on 2 characters because I'm mental, but I never actually went into the raid.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, if I do the raid before the expansion, I will not. If I don't do the raid before the expansion, I'll change into a bun boy. Luckily, I that forced me to do it like 2 weeks later. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I went through the whole of Eureka again on a different character to go for the raid again. And then then I set a goal with Maelstrom Radio. Go check out twitch.tv/Maelstrom Radio, where because this might make you. I don't know what type of player you're. If you're a completionist or not, or if you're just sane. But I never unlocked flying in any expansion.
What?
Yeah. And so
Why?
they would go. I don't know. I just didn't see the point.
Chili.
In it. I just
Get out.
look. I just paid people to fly me around.
Wow. That's funny.
Oh, so it's unlocked. I thought you meant so you
No,
have
I didn't
flying,
unlock
right?
it. No.
No, he didn't.
I
He
was
said he didn't
shouting.
unlock it.
Oh, okay.
I was
He would-
going
he
into
would-
zones.
I would.
That's
I was
funny.
going into
my
zones and
statements-
shout.
My statement stands. Get out.
It's like when I
Wow.
was doing the pixie quest, I was like, I need to go over to there. Who wants 50k?
Wow.
It's funny because like our community was like giving us shit because we weren't picking up the Aether currents and stuff like that as we were going through the story. We were like, we'll do it at the end. They're like, just do it as you go. But now I don't feel as bad knowing that you just haven't gotten flying in any game, any expansion.
Well, now I have because they set me a goal. But like, if you don't get it by the end of, I think it's December, then I had to go Bunny Boy. I'm like, no. So,
That's funny.
I now have flying in all the expansions. Well, technically I had a Rome Reborn and Heaven's Ward because I boosted like that character because I have one on Aether and one on Primal. So I boosted my Aether character, and because I boosted to the start of Stormblood because that's when I made the character. I technically unlocked Heaven's Ward. So
Congratulations.
yay, go me! Woo. And now I'm going to delete my Aether character and start a new one so I don't have flying.
Oh, what a
Joke's
waste.
on them.
Just out of spite.
Just out of spite.
Nah, I've got a medium house, so I've got a small house, so no. I'm hoping to get a large with the housing relocation, though. I don't know if you have large a house yet, or have you tried to get
We
one?
have a small FC house, and we are saving up, hopefully to get medium.
Nice.
Whether it's we just get lucky in the next month or so and find one, or lottery system.
I made a lot of my gear at the start of this expansion. Actually, I became a sugar salesman and just sold sugar.
Nice.
I don't know why sugar was so much money on Aether, but I was making like 2 to 3 million gil a day just selling sugar. Don't know why.
You do you.
I can't remember. Have you ever said what data center you're playing on?
We are on Primal Famfrit.
I'm gonna have to go back to Primal at some point. That was my first server before I made the Aether character.
Yeah,
Primal is amazing.
we our very first
Alderman. No, not Alderman. That's World of Warcraft. What is it called? Balmung. There you
Balmung. We were on Balmung for a very long time.
Alderman was my first World of Warcraft one server, but yeah, no, we were on Balmung for a long time when it was like the RP server.
Yes, like when you
Yes.
couldn't create characters and couldn't transfer to
It was locked. Yeah, it was locked down because there was too overpopulated.
Look, I
I
was
was
still able to sneak a character in during that. I have
Nice.
I have Sausage McContent on Balmong.
Good name.
Yeah.
Cute.
So, yeah.
He sells meat across the land.
Yeah, it's the Lalafell meat salesman.
Nice.
We got a lot of weird backstory
Somebody-
characters on this on Moogle Go Around, okay? Like Loom-chan.
Loomchan,
Magic
Arthritis Ghost, Brenda.
Yeah. So before we
Motionless
start wrapping
Spot
things
Moth.
up, is there anything you wish to talk about before we start? Like, is there anything you want to bring up at all, Paul?
Be happy. Stop the hatred in the world.
Yeah, with everything going on, that's a good sentence.
Love each other.
Mhm.
Equal.
Keep yourself and others.
And amen. I can't think of any one. But yeah, just stay safe out there. If you ever want a helping hand or someone to talk to, Discord's always open. We chat in it constantly. And we stream nearly every day anyway. So if you want to hop on in, watch us fail at stuff or completely just ruin lives of my own fruition, aka just my characters, because I always die a lot. You know where to find it.
You say I
Yeah, well,
sleep though, honest. I sleep. I have to add that.
He lies. He's lying.
You saw me sleep, Paul. You literally saw me sleep.
No, I said you sit up a few times.
I met
Don't
Paul
lie to
recently
me.
in London for the first time.
Okay.
And I slept in front of him, and that's proof that I sleep.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
To fight that. But no, thank you so much, JenandEricLive, for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know
No
we're a lot
problem.
more. I know we're not the most fanciest podcast in the world. Go check out
Or
my show if you want
professionalist.
that. Yeah, but we do like to just have people to come and relax and just have a good time and spend an evening with us. So thank you.
We were
Absolutely.
very honored that you guys asked us to be on.
Can you,
No, do you have any
any,
announcements?
any shouts, any announcements? How can they find you? Where can they find you? What can they find you on? All the good stuff.
We are JenandEricLive, as in Jen Eric Live, pretty much everywhere. We stream on Twitch on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 p.m. Central Time, and we're pretty much posting on TikTok, dwarven D&D stuff, esque type of things, pretty much daily.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still,
Nice.
some of the most beautiful. By the way, that video with the potion, one of the most beautiful videos I've seen for.
Aw.
I loved it.
Thank you. That's
It's
that's
good.
awesome to
It's a
hear.
good-
That TikTok didn't get as many views as it didn't get a lot of views, so it's really nice to hear that because the algorithm
shame.
didn't take it off. It's stupid because with TikTok it's like you can make really great content, but if it doesn't hit the algorithm correctly, it won't get views. So it's one of the
It's a shame because
Unfortunate.
with the lighting, the music, it was perfectly framed. It was really good. Seriously.
thank you.
And I like all your dwarf videos as well. Especially that recent one that I thought was really incredibly well done, where you had someone turn up in the pocket. I don't know who he was exactly, but he looked like a nice fella. He seemed okay.
It's all right.
He seemed like someone you should follow on Twitch. But no, thank you
And
both
you-
to our guests. Thank you for joining us. Shout out to everyone that listens. Someone said I was watching Work to Game and they said that they enjoy our podcast. So thank you to the person that said they enjoy our podcast. Seriously, just seeing even one person say that, it means a lot. So thank you to everyone that listens. Thank you to Vivi for stopping by. Thank you to everyone that joined us today. I know we've already announced our guest for next time, but we'll just announce it again, I guess. For anyone that's joining us again in 2 weeks, we have Jesse Cox on the show. I don't know how, but we have Jesse Cox on the show.
Heck yeah,
That's awesome.
awesome.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for joining us. I hope you all have a lovely evening / morning / daytime / time zone that you're listening in.
Slash lunch,
remember-
slash second breakfast, slash second lunch, slash supper. All the fucking food.
I mean, yeah, all the foods.
and second
so-
breakfast. Can't go without that.
So until then, remember you can follow us on Twitch.tv Moogle Go Around Radio. Also can follow us on YouTube, but I don't have the link because I'm bad. I finished Voice of Cards, and I've gone over to play in Final Fantasy VI for the first time. I think I just met Feral Boy for the first
Yeah.
time.
Oh, spoilers. I haven't got to that part yet.
Oh no!
Have you played it?
don't worry about it. No, I was watching you.
Okay. But no, yeah, I it was fun. And I've also named everyone after people I know. So we currently
Nice.
have King Paul. So,
Love that.
Oh,
Uh,
good. Yes.
and then it asked me to make your twin that I decided was evil. And then anyway,
No, not Colin.
follow us on Twitch.
I knew Colin would come back.
Radio. Until then,
Not
goodbye.
Colin, my
Bye.
twin. Bye. Remember to take your medicine.
Bye.
Take your medicine,
Bye.
people. So I'm going to go take mine.
Bye.